Alrighty, for those who don't know, we now have a feature where you can create your own QR codes directly within BeeSavvy and do some customization to them to share in your business on collateral, maybe print out for a handout to put on the front counter of your store to allow people to grab a review or join one of your events or link to one of your funnels. The ideas are obviously endless there. So let me show you how you can do it though. So if we click across to our sites tab on the side menu, and then we click across to the QR codes on the top, we can literally just go create new. Now, this is really cool. We give it a name. So let's give it a name of, test in this case. And you choose what you want to actually link it to. Now, if you've got your accounts set up correctly, and your integration done correctly for reputation management, you can actually use your review link here and it'll link. Or you can use a website. So let's just do website for this particular instance. When we click next, we put in our example website. I'm going to leave example, but you might want to put your own website in here that you want to go to, of course. And we're going to see on the side here just a regular QR code. You can, on the next step, you'll see you can now customize that QR code. So background color can be changed to something. So maybe you want to do something a little bit funky. And let's say we want to change this to white to really pop. And maybe you want to change this part to, something a little bit more, there you go, bright. And then we can change out this one to be something a little bit more, unique. So that's something certainly unique. It's not an option that I would recommend you go with, but it just shows you the capability and the vastness of the color schemes you can create. So you're not just using standard black and white QR codes. Now, normally you jump into Canva and you could create all this, but it's an extra step. So now you can do it directly within the platform, which is really cool. We also have the option to change the shape and the colors as long with the colors. So you can choose what variety. So you can change the styling. See how it changes slightly when we do it? That gives us the ability to have just a variety of different looks and feels. We can change the color, the borders to be round, square, rounded corners. Well, I kind of like the circle. That's kind of cool. We can put a square inside the circle for a marker center, or we can leave it as a circle. We can also go in and add a logo. So let's say this is for a Google review. So maybe you want to put a Google review in the middle. You can also go through and, put in, these other varieties here and just make it a little bit more fun. If you wanted to, you can also remove the background behind the logo. So I don't recommend that because it's going to look very awkward in a lot of cases. You're better off leaving a space, but there is the option to do that. If you decide that, you've done this, I've tested, I don't really like it, bang. You can also put your own custom logo in here. So if you wanted to add a custom logo, you could come through and pick a custom logo. So I don't know, let's just pick this one, for example, which is in our folder. Let's use that one. All right, there we go. Now we've got this little custom logo sitting in there. Notice it's got some white space on the sides, which is why it's sitting in that position. But you can put your own custom logo in there too, which is great for personalization. If you've got a store, you want to use your logo, if you've got a logo for an event or something to that effect. Now, once you've done this, you can download the QR code directly from here as well. But you can also change the background and put an image on the background if you want. You can change the transparency of the background image. There's a lot of functions here. It's really cool. You can download the QR code directly and save it. That way you can use it. And when you do the download and save, it automatically saves it for you. Now you've got a QR code. What do you do? What's the purpose of this? Well, you can delete it, you can download it, but you can also go to the analytics. Now, the analytics page is going to show you how often people actually visit that particular QR code for you. So you can see how many scans it's had, which is just incredibly cool. Now, you can actually go through and you can choose which one of the QR codes you want. It's the same analytics that you use for funnels and websites as well. but you can come through and you can choose, like, I only want to see the results for this particular one. So let's just test this out for a moment. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to scan it with my cell phone. So just give me a moment while I bring up my cell phone and do that. I'm just going to go into the full size. All right, so I've clicked through and it's come up with an example domain, which is what we had there already. Now let's come back over here and just refresh this. And there you go. You can see now that it's a live result. I've literally just scanned that and it's come up, and I can see that now as a scan. It also shows as a unique scan. So if I was to use a different IP address and come in again, it'd show as another unique scan. But if I was to use the same IP, which just look like I'm using the same IP to scan it, okay? So that helps if you've got a store, for example, and one of your employees keeps saying, oh, people have been scanning this all day long, but you check and it's been the same IP, chances are it's your employee using his phone or her phone to scan it to make it look like a lot of people have actually come through. So you can also use this to show all sorts of information on the other side. So like if you want to get reviews, that's a great way to get reviews in your store. So look, great option here. Just to recap, it's under the Sites tab. It sits under the QR code button at the top, and you can create an unlimited number of these QR codes and use them. I'd recommend naming them something that you're going to remember so you can actually keep track. You can also edit them after the fact. So if you need to change that URL, you can. They're dynamic. That is really important because by doing this, it allows you to go through and change something that's already been printed on collateral, on a shirt, that's already up on a banner on the wall, a tarpaulin, a signage, whatever you may think. You can change that location to go somewhere else if you need to in the future. Okay. You can also go through and change the colors because maybe I really don't like those colors anymore. I've changed my logo. You can change your logo colors here and recreate that same QR code without losing all the stats that went with it. All right. Fantastic. If you've got any questions or concerns, reach out. As always, thanks for being a loyal BeeSavvy client, and we appreciate you. Thank you.